Stock Tip. Best stock setups.
Welcome to a new episode of Stock Tip Daily Update with me, Marcel Todia. Before we get started, I would like to make a small announcement. I've decided to offer a good setup every day, and this will take place between the first and the second part of the video. But for now, let's resume our market commentary with the first part, respectively what happened yesterday within the market. On Monday, I've told you I wasn't ready to give up on my short positions as we've closed just beneath the 50-day moving average in the SPY and in the Nasdaq, and it seems this wasn't a bad decision because we've opened yesterday with a new gap. You can see it more clearly in the 15-minute chart. This was the huge gap with which we've opened, and it actually paid out really good to be to still be on the short side of the story. The same happened yesterday in the Nasdaq. We've also opened with a gap. The markets were actually a little indecisive. By the markets I mean the SPY and the small caps. You see here this resistance line, and yesterday midday I think the markets showed a little strength and managed to break through this resistance line, and for a while there it seemed like we would be getting a hammer and closing above this support line, but it just wasn't meant to be because the next candles completely denied this momentum, this small momentum, and we've ended up closing almost at the bottom of the day. So I guess the story now is, or the question now is, where is the next support line, and how far is the market gonna fall? So if we take a look at the last movements, this was the last move here. I think it started and it stopped there, and if we do average move, I think the next support line would definitely be in this range, 450 or so. So this would come as no surprise if we manage to find a footing here at 450. And the Nasdaq, I think the Nasdaq is a little closer, respectively this EMA 200, so the next moving average, the 200 one. It's in the range of 364. So this could be the next support in the Nasdaq. If this doesn't hold, then we could end up testing 356 or 350. Why am I talking about the 200 day EMA? Because historically, for example, here and here and here and again here and here, we've managed to hold to find a footing in the last corrections. In a couple of corrections, not in all of them, but in a couple of corrections, we've managed to find a footing here, and I think this is also possible here. We shall see. We shall see today or tomorrow. So definitely this week, we shall see if the 200 line works as a support as intended, or if you just cut through it like butter. And IVM also showed a little strength yesterday. I will also show you the intraday graphic. The IVM was here. We've had this fallout, and then suddenly we've gotten a little strength here and a little momentum, and came around and above this major support line, and that's where I thought, okay, the markets may just turn around, but this was the moment that I've seen that we still are in a correction or a mini crash, and we've still got a little way to go. Then the DAX, daily. The DAX has finally lost its footing and is following suit. We also see here a major gap. We will just see if this support line holds, but this is only a small pivot. I think we are going to test the 31. Euro to US dollar. So this breakout seems to have not gone our way. If we fall beneath 1.1 times 27, then I will be liquidating my my hedge and restock my my whole portfolio with US dollars. Oil is still rolling, but sooner or later it's this overbought sector is going to also take a little hit and correct. It's healthier if it does sooner than later, because the bigger the movement to the 50 is, the distance to the 50 is, the bigger the correction that will come. So better sooner than later. Gold also with a sideways movement. We shall see here where the next resistance is. Yes, we are nearing the next resistance. If we do touch it, considering this market situation, I won't be surprised if we turn back south and continue the correction in gold as well. And silver finally managed to break through, but we also have here a small resistance line, a little bigger actually, which we are nearing. So we shall see how the resistance line fares. We may just suddenly get a bounce, and that would not come as a surprise before you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles and perhaps another one. This is a very big continuous move, and it's only logical that a couple of red candles come. So the idea would be that we would just consolidate here sideways and then break out. But considering the volatility in the markets lately, it wouldn't surprise me at all if you just turn back south and start the movement in the other direction instead of consolidating. Okay, that's all for the first part of our video. Then let's jump right through to the promised setup, and this would be CV. CV offers horizontal setup here, is horizontal breakout setup, but I would still advise to thread carefully, because given the actual market situation, many or most of the breakouts will fail, or you will just get a pullback and then the pullback will fail to break out again. So this is a top setup. You see here we've consolidated a little, and we've touched the resistance line once, twice, thrice. If we do it again this week, then this would be a very good setup for, and a breakthrough would be imminent, a breakout would be imminent, but just thread carefully. For example, I am not going to make any swing trades for the time being, not until the market turns. The market is way too volatile. Okay, I hope you've liked the new setup. If you don't decide to use it, just add it on your watch list and follow it closely. When the markets turn, then this will definitely be the time to jump in and activate many of the setups on our watch list. And then part 2 of our video, the little discussion, what happened here and there. let's start with the last setups I've given you. CTXS actually posed a surprise yesterday and managed a breakout, a big breakout here, a little surprising actually, and it still finished the day on top of the new support level. So where would my stop be here in this trade? Given these conditions, if you've taken it as position trade, then your stop should be here at about 92.5. If you've taken it as a swing trade, then I would place the stop underneath the low of underneath yesterday's low, so at about 99. If you get a gap attack and if we touch our stop, then that's it. Then perhaps we will not just get a gap attack, but a gap close, and I wouldn't want to waste my money in there. So, but pay attention to it. CTXS, one of our top setups, which I've given you on Monday for free, has broken out, and that's something I am a little proud of. Then BHC, also a setup I've given you on Monday, is still consolidating and still looking healthy, if not in the daily, but also in the daily, definitely in the weekly chart. I'm curious if the setup manages to survive the next or this week. Perhaps this is the decisive week. If yes, then this would also be something for me as a position trade. Qualcomm is doing very well. This is the weekly chart, and as a position trade is still looking definitely very healthy, and pre-market we also get a little strength today. We shall see if we manage to stay above the 50-day moving average. If not, perhaps this will come on our B list, not on our top setup list. And also a setup I've discussed last week, ACC pulled, broke out last week, and then came the long-awaited pullback, and yesterday a mega breakout of the pullback. So just to see, our setups really do work even in the nastiest of market conditions. Where is the target? I think the next target would be here at 33, where the last high is. So this would be the point to take some profits with you, and average target would be 38, 39, perhaps 39. Anything more would be nice, but I wouldn't leave any more than a third of the position running after that. And yeah, what did we do yesterday? So yesterday we turned back to the SPY and the Nasdaq. Actually, these two positions saved me from the first negative day in a long while, and I did think for a moment there that we would. I'll close the pre-market one. Show data for regular hours. I did have a little fear at one time that we would turn around and end the day above this support line, and that would make it a huge hammer in the daily chart, and as such a huge buy. But it wasn't meant to be, and we've ended the day again on the negative side, pretty much on the lowest end of the whole movement. So it turns out I was quite right not to turn around, not to end my position, and also with the stop I had here. The stop was here. After yesterday's gap, I've pulled the stop immediately just above the gap. and the stop is still here above the gap, and this is the place where I've restocked the position in the SPY and also the position in the Nasdaq. I've restocked it here somewhere, so here, I think here I've restocked it also, and the stop in the Nasdaq I think is just above yesterday's high, so here also still at the top of the gap. Yes, so now I have full position in both of them. If they do continue to fall for another day or so, I will be happy with another 1.5% in the whole value of the portfolio. If not, perhaps I will take a little hit and lose 0.5%. But as I've said, this is still a very healthy trade. First of all, we've managed to catch it here on the long way, and then the short one, and it's pretty much a win. Doesn't matter how you take it, it's still a big win. IRGC turned around yesterday. I expect a correction to at least 122 here. This is the weekly chart, so I expect a correction here. The stop is still here at 98 or so. I hope the correction isn't going to bring me a bigger hit, but it doesn't matter how it's going. The profits have been taken, and the stop is now at the entry, so doesn't really matter. And ENVA has also started to correct. After so many positive days, a correction is no surprise. I just wonder myself where the correction is going to bring us, or if this really is a little pullback or not. And my stop is momentarily here at 40. But on the plus side, at the end of yesterday's trading day, given that both my long positions have corrected a little, I've still managed to end the day with a plus minus a 0, so a little plus actually, and we are still at about 10% portfolio portfolio growth in the last month, and that's more than I can say about most of other traders and most of our portfolio, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, this was all for today's part 1 and part 2. I'm going to start with the part 3 now, with new scans and new setups I've researched these last few days. Don't forget to check out the new scans and setups on our website, stock-tip.com, and I will leave the link in the description below. You may also find how our portfolio is doing, or the last free setups we've given for free. You will also find the links in the description. Check out our website, and don't forget to subscribe and to like if you've or to state your questions in the commentary section if you do have any. Okay, now for the third part of our video, the updated scans.